Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tech Down Over, episode number 27, and they said it wouldn't last. Joining me is my good friend and co-host, Jeff Blanchard. Hey, Jeff, how are you today?
Good, thank you, Rick. A bit tired because this week's been an extremely busy week with NAB and trying to keep up on all the news.
There's a lot of news this time, a ton, and I want all of it. That's the bad part. I want things I don't even want. I just want them. And in fact, here's one of the things I want. We were going to talk about, well, you know what? Let's run our intro first. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Let's do it.
All right, so here we go. Here's our intro before we forget. And we're back. You know, NAB is fun. I almost thought about going to this year's show. I think you thought about it, but the mere thought of going with 100,000 people drives me crazy. That's a lot of people. I've been to big shows before with 125,000. You can't get anywhere. It's busy, long lines. I don't know. It's interesting. There's 3.5 million square feet of conference room space at the convention center there.
It's incredible, isn't it? So.
I've been in a 1 million square foot building before, and it was enormous. 3.5 million. Wow.
And I think it's going to be getting bigger because I know after NAB, well, I think the Riviera closes down and they're going to blow that up in August and replace that extend the convention center there, I think.
Oh, are they really? So even bigger?
Yeah, because I know that's why the Riviera. This is the last, I think, event where the Riviera will be opened, and then it's being demolished in August, but it's closing down after this, I think. So
interesting. So it'll be 4 million square feet by the time.
Because I think that's on the back end of the convention center.
Is.
Then it'll give them a front thing to the main strip. Then, won't it?
Wow,
so.
that's pretty amazing. But you know, it looks like a lot of fun, and there were a lot of good products announced, and in particular, now I did get some new gear this week. And I don't have it installed yet because it arrived today, but I did get the Aphex channel. I did it.
I'm jealous already. So.
I had to do it, because I keep listening to the Aphex 230 I have at home. Now, for all of you who aren't familiar with it, I don't have a screenshot, but we'll show it next week when we have it installed. The Aphex 230 is a vocal processor, and it is amazing. Once you get your settings right on it, it's just downright amazing how good it is. And so it makes everybody sound like you're a good DJ. It just gives you a good, nice, resonant voice. In fact, you're on one right now, aren't you?
No, I do have an Aphex, but it has a peculiar problem at the moment that it blows all the fuses in the house when it gets warm. So it's not very good for the broadcast because I'll soon go down. So what I am using is the PreSonus.
Oh, the studio channel, which is also very good.
Yeah, and for a third of the price, it still is very good as well.
I thought, should I buy another studio channel? We've got 4 of them right now, and they're great. They sound good. I'm on the studio channel right now, and I'm not unhappy with the sound. It also is a compressor limiter and gate, just like the Aphex. But the Aphex has that oral exciter and the big bottom.
I was just going to say, hey, but you haven't got a big bottom on that.
Yeah. I got a big bottom, but not on it. But not like that. But it really sounds good. And no, we're not talking porn here. The oral exciter, AURAL, oral, like an ear, is really pretty amazing. And then the big bottom just fills out that bassiness in someone's voice. So everybody sounds like a DJ. It's actually a lot of fun.
And one of the things I really do like with the Aphex is it's got that thing where no matter how much you yell at the microphone, it won't peak.
I know. It's amazing.
And you can yell at the top of your voice and it does it perfectly. Yep. Whereas anything else, if you say a bit too much, it will peak. But that's just perfect without cutting out all the sound that you want it to hear.
Yeah, so. It's pretty amazing. And it's good. So I got that. And then I also got another Rode Procaster. So
did you?
I don't have it on today. Today I've got my Shure wireless wired WH30, which is a very good mic. It's actually one of the better ones out there. I like it a lot. Where did my thing go?
I think it's one of the better ones. It's a bit bigger, but it doesn't matter. But it does a damn good job.
This is the one. I think you're using this today.
I'm using that one. I've just got a little cover on the
So
top
what
of
you're
it.
seeing here is the Rode. I'll bring it down a little bit so you can see it better. This is the Rode Procaster. I'm trying to get it into shot there. So the Rode Procaster is a dynamic microphone that is wonderful. It just sounds really clean. It's not connected right now. I have that connection into this wired headset, but for $229, you're getting the equivalent of $1,000 microphone from some other brands. It's really good. Rode is amazing, and they're your brethren in Australia.
Yeah, it's one of the first mics I've ever bought, or the first thing I ever bought that, because it's Rode and it's made in Australia. It was actually cheaper here than it is in America for the first time. I paid $179 for this.
Which one was that?
This is the Rode Procaster. I paid $179 for it.
Oh,
here.
Interesting. So you bought it. So it's about $50 cheaper than, well, about $50 cheaper than here.
Yes, but then I had my NT. What's it? The NT1.
The NT1A, which is wonderful. Very good.
Which I had to buy from the Guitar Center in Hawthorne in Los Angeles, and it was cheaper there than it was here.
Isn't that funny?
But times have changed a bit.
Yeah, we call that the kangaroo tax. It's we have so many weird taxes here. It's just amazing. But yeah, Rode is amazing. I was watching a video the other day. It was a 5 or 6 mic shootout, and it was just a quick line. I think she was Australian. I'm pretty sure. And she was singing some religious song, "In my heart, da da da," and then it goes very loud, and then it comes down. And she did it with 2 Neumann $4,000 and $3,000 microphones, and they sounded okay. Then she did it with a Shure that was a Rode K2, which is about $690, sounded better. And then she did it with a $250, I think, Audio-Technica, which sounded better. And I was going, wait a minute. So we went from $4,000 to, but I think the final one was $200, and it sounded better than the $4,000 one. And you just go, what's wrong with that picture? And I kind of agree. You don't need to buy a super expensive microphone to sound good.
No, and it's a bit like, a lot of things. It's like even TVs, you can get the super duper top rate everything that blows and whistles in the TV, but unless you've got it next to the next one and you look with a magnifying glass, you really can't tell the difference. No. And I think it's the same with the audio. Unless you want to have a perfectly clean CD quality in a studio type environment, it's because the only thing that lets you down is the noise in where you're recording it a lot of the time.
That's true. Now, we were talking the other day, I think you and I were writing each other, and there is something that both you and I want.
Well, I know which one you're talking about, I think. The other Rode, is it?
Well, it's not the Rode. This one is, well, I like all the Rode. Oh, the Rode. Oh, you know what?
Yes, that one that you got.
I'll show it next week. I'll set it up.
Yeah,
I have it in another room in a box. It is the Rode Stereo Video Mic X. Wow. It's pretty amazing. I didn't buy it because I wanted it. I didn't even need it. Larry at Sammy's just goes, "Here, you want this one?" Yeah. I mean, literally, I just went, "This is cool." Oh, okay. How much? $800. Okay.
He's got you pegged, hasn't he?
Oh man, he just goes, "What do you think of this?" What is it? It's a mic. Okay, I want it. He goes, "It's really great. How much?" $800. All right. and I went home and I went, wow, this is amazing. It's expensive, but boy, it's a nice mic. And it really does get the whole color of an ambiance. Everything around you is just so clear on that thing. But no, this time it's not a mic-oriented thing. This is one of the things I want, and that is the Rotolite interview kit.
Oh.
That's the one that has 48 LEDs.
Yeah.
And I think it comes in 2. I think you get 2 with the kit. And it's beautiful. I've seen some videos on it, and it's a great kit for run-and-gun interview stop shooting with very good light. It goes from tungsten to, I think, 6,400 Kelvin, so pure daylight. It is photo grade. I think you get literally a score of 91 on the quality of the light, meaning it's high. It's a high-end light. And I think this one's about under $300, $250. something like that for the kit, and you get a lot of gels. But wait, there's more.
More.
There's more. They have a new one that's coming out.
Oh, they do. No wonder. I've looked at that in Australia, and it says discontinued. And I thought, what?
Oh, they discontinued in Australia?
Yeah, this one. So I thought that's probably why, if there's a new one coming out.
Interesting. So I'm trying to get back to it here. So here is the other one right there. This is the Rotolite Neo. Neo has 25 to 35% more output power. This one uses 6 AA batteries. Has brighter lights than the previous one. I think has 60 versus 48 lights. Maybe it has more. Has removable gels that you can take out and put new ones in, plus neutral density gels right inside of it. And even better, you see the hole in the middle of that?
Yeah.
You can put your mic through it.
Oh, so it is the same as the other one, so you can put it on.
Exactly.
Yes.
So you could have your shotgun mic go right through it without having to get another attachment for the shot. It looks a little funny, mind you, but you can do it, and it actually works pretty well. But this light can throw light about, I'd say, 50% further, if not 70% further than the video light. So it has an enormous amount of light, very clean, no discoloration. Again, can go from 3200 to, I think, 6500 Kelvin. So you go from tungsten all the way to super daylight with all the other filters too. And this is about, I think it was it's under $400. $350, $360 maybe. Nice light. And I have this on my list of toys to get because, I need it. This one I could actually need.
Well, I think to me, I'm because I was looking at that other one that you said with the twin kit.
Yes.
But then I was thinking, because I thought, what do I need two? I'd really want one on the camera, like on through the microphone, like you were saying there. So spending a little extra with one light that's a bit better quality and more light, I think I'll go for that.
Now, what you could do is you could buy both. If you ever do like 3-point interview lighting or something, you could have one that you put on the camera, which would be the, let's say, the Neo, and then you have one of the interview light kits, which would be maybe the fill light a little bit to the side, and then you could have one on a up over for about a hair light, and that's cheaper if you buy both of them. You're talking about, let's say, about $700, which is still cheaper than buying a full blender from Lowell, which is about $1,500.
Well, for you and about $2,500 for me.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's what I liked with them, because I thought for a little cheap, because a lot of the time you don't need anything, but you could carry that in your bag and not use it and not worry about it. But all your other things, it's a bit of a chore to take them with. You think, I won't take that. But that's the sort of thing you could put in your bag and forget about it. And then if you do need it, it's excellent. But it's a bit like, I saw that video you suggested from Blunty, that Australian fella doing the review. I like his
He is
reviews.
Australian, right?
He is, yes.
I like him. He's very good and he's funny.
But it was one of the things like we were saying just with the mics before, and like he was saying, hey, it doesn't matter, you can have a $10,000 camera, but if you've got rubbish lights, you're going to get a rubbish quality. The more light you get, the better the picture you've got with even the cruddier camera.
I'm just thinking, he's in your neck of the woods. You want to invite him to come on?
I'll have to try and see if I can find him somewhere. I will do. I'll just see if I can find him.
He's very pleasant. So. He does really good reviews. I like his reviews.
I do, and he's so down to earth, and he's really good. He's really funny. I like watching them. So, and I like the way he started his review in the dark.
I have
can hardly see
poop lighting.
And he said, you may say, I'm here doing a video on how you should be doing good lighting. And you may say, why has he got such crap lighting? He said, he knows nothing what he's talking about. So, and then he put the light on and it just it was so impressive, though, just to see. It made a big difference.
Now, by the way, I have to admit, I didn't mind his poop lighting either. I thought it had a nice kind of effect.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it didn't look that badly.
No.
But when he did put it on full, it had a great interview light. The sides were a little lighter. It had a good. It filled him out very cleanly. I thought it looked great. I thought it actually did look pretty good.
So I hope that other one will, because I was saying that kit, as I said, I saw a couple of stores here that said it was discontinued. I found one that it wasn't, but if I bought it from the one here, it would have cost me $380, including delivery.
So it's about 100 more than over there.
Well, it said $380 here. It would have cost me plus delivery. But if I ordered it from B&H with delivery, it cost me $349.
Oh, really? With delivery?
With delivery, so I could get it from B&H.
So B&H will ship to Australia?
Yeah, they've just got a new thing, a new point. We now deliver to, international and Australia. They've got a big thing saying about delivering to here. And so that cost $21.95 for delivery. And I didn't think that was bad for some, because they're not very heavy, but it's at least it's reasonable. So, but that's good to know. If you really need something, you can get it. And as long as we keep under the $1,000, it's okay, but once you get over the $1,000, then they'll sting you for all the taxes and extra things.
Now here's something. Here's something that I know you like to use a lot, and I use it a little bit, not as much. I think you've used it more than I have, but they have a new version that just came out of nowhere, early, and that would be Final Cut Pro X 10.2, right?
Yeah. That's there, definitely. And they were all saying this. I forget what they said, but I've had this for nearly 3 years, and they've been updating, but it's been free updates. I'm really waiting for when they're going to make a big
version
change,
11,
and then charge everybody again the $300.
I imagine that they'll do a version 11 at one point and charge at least $200 or $300. I think it was $199 originally. I don't know why they haven't yet, but this version added a lot of new things. Do you want to kind of go over some of the things they added?
Well, one of the things I really liked with it, as I said, a number of features, but one of the main things was the 3D titles, which has got some simple controls. Like you've always been able to go to Motion and create your 3D titles. Yeah. But one of the things I found lacking in just the basic Final Cut Pro, you had all your lower thirds and your just a standard, but you couldn't just put a nice easy title there that looked really nice. Whereas now you've got the 3D effect, and it really looks good just by plonking it on there, not without much work involved. Well, no work. You just type the down title and just position it where you want, and it looks really good. But they've also got expanded the masks and the ellipse shaped masks within Final Cut, because one of the things I don't like with Final Cut as opposed to Premiere is if you do need to do something like go to Motion, you cannot. There's no dynamic link from Final Cut to Motion.
Oh, I thought there was. No,
and the annoying thing, it's not so bad with that, but the annoying thing I hate with anything like that is you've got to go to Motion and then say, how long a shot do you want to mess with? So, it's 30 seconds. And so you have to decide then, whereas if you go in Premiere, if you just export that clip into Final After Effects, it's there. You don't have to worry about that. But most of these editors are going that way, where they're trying to put all the main features within the program so people don't have to lose track of that. And it's got also as well will display up to 4 video scopes simultaneously. That's pretty amazing. So people who really like to keep the control of everything, that's really good. So, and one other great thing I've liked, improved the smart collections for the libraries. I don't know if you remember when it first came out, you used to just have the events, and then you had a projects folder,
right?
And then they all of a sudden changed everything, so the event was the project and everything was lumped in there. It was okay, but then I had to search around for my events and that. Now they've put in all the smart collections, and as a default, the default automatically groups all your projects together, and you've got all your favorites and all your events, so you've got all the things that you want already there, so you don't have to do anything, and you can add more. But that is a really good. These little things that do make a big difference when you're in the program quite a bit. And also they've said they've improved the GPU rendering, and it's just. I just find the use of it seems to be so much better. I thought at first, when I've been using it for quite a while, and when I first start up, it just takes a few seconds when I'm skimming over the line. The little wheel of death comes up, and you think, is it going to stop or not? And it goes. And I thought it was just, maybe it's the speed between my Drobo and Final Cut Pro. And then I thought, well, it can't be. It doesn't do that on Premiere. And now with this, it doesn't have any lag, so they really have improved the support on it. And also, as well, it didn't support Panasonic AVC Ultra as a codec, whereas now it does, and the Sony XAV-S and the JVC H.264, where it never used to support, but that now it does. It's supporting more cameras, and that's. But it's just a great update, and like I said, I like it because it's free as well.
Right. That's not a bad thing. Now, this other one I didn't have a chance to look at, but I did take a screenshot of it, and this I think is related to the Final Cut Pro. This is the SliceX, and
oh yes, what this is as well is why I brought that up is I've had my eye on the SliceX and SliceX and TrackX on that, and it's an add-in that you put into Final Cut Pro, which will give all your motion tracking within Final Cut Pro.
Now, does that work? That doesn't work with Premiere, right?
It doesn't work with Premiere.
Okay.
No, it's definitely only Final Cut Pro. But you might say, oh well, Premiere's already got the tracking and all that in it, and yes, that's right, but this one, I find it's the only one I've ever used that actually works nice and smoothly without me having to spend 3 hours in After Effects to make it work properly. Because a lot of the things, you track it, then if you put something onto it, it's very jerky and you have to go and do the track again. Whereas this one, I've already done one of my little experiments, what I was doing. I tracked a bus coming under the Santa Monica Pier Bridge. Okay, so I tracked that. So what I did was put the screenshot of the bridge that I was taking on the bridge on the front of the bus screen, and as the bus came up forward, it brings the screen full screen.
Wow, that's cool.
And I thought it's just fantastic with the move, but all you have to do is track it and say, yeah, put this video on it. So you can put on a bus, you follow a sign on a bus, and then replace it with, say, a tech down under video. So when they're going across it, and it's fantastic, and it's so not that hard. Whereas these things are all ready available, quite in After Effects, but you need to be really talented and skilled and spend hundreds of hours to do that. Whereas
so how much was
people
this?
Like me.
How much was this?
Well, this one. Well, these ones usually have the SliceX costs you $99, and TrackX is $99. Not much, even for that. But if you bought the bundle together, it was $149.
Well, that's not bad.
And I don't know if they've still got it on there, but I was waiting because I know they knew they had a special last year at NAB. So this year at NAB, if you did go to their site and type in NAB 2015, you get both of them for $99. So I jumped at the chance and got it for $99. So, and it's really quite good. And some things that you can do that you just don't realize that you need the tracking for. But one of the things, just say, for instance, you've got a wine bottle on the table, and you do it's on your perfect tripod. You just go around there, and you think, oh, really, I wanted it to be like a yellow sparkling wine rather than a red or whatever. You can track the bottle and then just change the color of that.
Interesting.
And it's so seamless to do that. And when you do anything like masks, the main thing is keeping track of where the mask is going over. So, and I did. Back on my Santa Monica, there was a little video I did, and there's not a little person boy, the boy popping up in the ocean. And they just track that and then use the replace tool. And so within 30 seconds of doing that, it's gone. So you can't see. So the waves are going, but you can't see that. And you wouldn't see. And even when you've cut it out there, you say, how? I can't see it. So what it does is you track that, and it says, where do you want to mask? So you just pick another bit of the ocean. And like it does the clone in Photoshop.
Yeah.
And then it replaces that with, so you pick a bit of the ocean a bit further out, so it's not exact, so people won't notice it's the same bit of ocean.
I so wish we could do that in restaurants with little kids.
That's right, yeah. Yep, highlight them and then just make them disappear.
Just gone. Sorry, you're gone. You're back in the Twilight Zone.
Remember there was a Bugs Bunny cartoon with which Bugs Bunny was going along there, and he was talking to Mel Blanc and the animators as he was going along, and every time he got annoyed, the animator just erased them out of the picture or drew something else. That would be what you would like to do.
Yep, that would be actually great.
Just rub out, and what he did, if you didn't like what they were saying, But what he did, if he didn't like what they were saying in the cast, he erased their mouths so they just couldn't say anything on it. So I thought that's quite smart. But we might get to that level of technology in the future.
Yep, we
no,
might.
But with Final Cut, it's giving me another thing to go back to. I keep switching between Premiere Pro and Final Cut because I do like both of them, and they've both got the different pros and cons on them, but I still just do like both of them. Like Final Cut, Premiere, I like it. I can do a little bit more precise cutting. I don't know about you, but in that than I can Final Cut.
Yeah.
But I still think if you're an editor, you really would need to have both of them. You couldn't live with you need to have both of them.
I agree.
And the 4K support in Final Cut, I thought, well, that's really great. And now the way we're going, everything seems to be coming 4K that we're getting lately, and if we wait any longer, I think with the drones we're going to end up with another 4K camera.
Well, actually, speaking of drones, I don't have a video or picture of this, but DJI just introduced the Phantom 3.
That's right.
Which
yes.
has a 4K camera. It flies for about a half hour, and it's only about $1,500.
Here's on my screen. If you see my shot, that's what on the shot from a site that's here in Australia for the Phantom 3. So
there you go. How much is it over there?
And you can see the professional ones there for $19.50.
That's not bad.
And $15.50 for the other ones.
Okay.
But you see, the thing is with that one, like when you pointed that out, I'm really amazed with that one because even for me, for under $2,000, and for you $1,500. The other one was nearly $4,000, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
And then this one seems to have everything else.
The difference is this has a GoPro-like camera built in.
Yeah.
So that's really the big difference of it, because then you don't have to. I'm a little nervous attaching a $3,000 camera to the bottom of a little copter plane that could crash, because then you lose your camera too. Whereas if they have the built-in one, it's much ruggedized and. That's not bad. And I saw some of the video that it does. It's clean. It's pretty amazing.
And the thing is, with the built-in one, you've got really best off of that because it can transmit the picture back. But with this Phantom 3, I was quite amazed because it has all the light bridge technology that will give you the extra communication distance, the same as the Inspire, but it just doesn't have. It's just the shape's a bit clunkier. But I think, well, for half the price, all I want is, and the feet might get in the way, but usually most of your videoing, you're going to turn the copter in it so you don't look at the feet anyway.
Right.
So, but I think for that sort of price, it's encouraging me. And 4K, like you said, we've got to keep getting 4K. You can get the other one for about, like here, $1,500 and about $1,000 to your price, but it's just the 1080p rubbish,
right, which is still pretty good.
That's what they said. We're saying that rubbish now, but this time last year we're saying we're getting a camera like that, and we were so excited. Now I keep saying that, and I'm looking into my Canon XA10, and I'll just had a film with that the other day. It still is an excellent camera.
Still not bad. I'm using the XA10 at home for the home studio, and I'm impressed with the quality. You could see it in eyes when you take pictures. It's pretty amazing. Now this week, or last weekend on Saturday, I went to Sammy's camera, Larry again, and I did get that Rode Stereo Video Mic Pro, amazing. But I also got the Panasonic Lumix LX100. And I have to say, I struggled with that for a month. It's like, I want it, no. I want it, no. It doesn't have this, it doesn't have that. But I want it, no. And I went back and forth and back and forth. I think I sent you a note every day going, I want it, no, I don't. I'm going to hold off, I'm going to get it. No, I'm not going to do it. And, oh, my God, it was awful. I just kept saying, I need it. No, I don't.
I think the last note was, I'm definitely not getting it.
Yes.
And then the next note was, oh, it's fantastic. I said, what?
And, I got it, and I think it actually takes better pictures than the GH4.
Oh, really?
I am shocked. It seems sharper. It's got the same chip as the GH4. But they did something. The pictures, to me, look better. The color looks better. I changed my profile pic on LinkedIn and on Twitter with the picture I took. It was just a selfie. I basically had the camera here in front of my hand, and I went click. And I went, holy smoke, the quality was of the eye quality, the shadowing, the depth of field. I was just wow. And so I put that up and I've had a lot of people send me notes going, great picture. I go, yeah, if it wasn't for my face, it'd be really a good picture. But that was the LX100, and the only touch-up I did is I changed the tone a little bit. I did an auto tone in Photoshop, which got rid of a little maybe excess reddish tinge, but not much. And that's almost exactly what the camera took. And
what I like with that camera that I saw is, and it was one of the things that some people was saying was bad about it. But what I liked was that the two main dials are all manual. So if you want to take it out of auto mode and do the aperture, the speed, it's just two dials. You don't have to fumble with a menu on the screen that you probably can't see outside. And so you can quickly adjust it. All the controls are physical on the top if you want them to be.
Yeah, there's some on the top and then on the lens. You've got your shutter speed, your exposure control, all on the lens. So
and they're just... And all the things that they do is just everybody else has the aperture priority and the shutter priority. They still do, but they've just got different buttons. They've changed the
they got rid of all
the
those.
way that they have it. Say it,
and you don't have aperture manual. It's all manual. So you have what you have is A mode, which I'm not even.
It's the program. It's
I think that's the aperture,
really, isn't it? So,
yeah, but then you have IA, which is a button that's intelligent auto, which doesn't take bad pictures actually, and then everything else is 5 or 6 manual settings. I haven't even played with the manuals yet. I've just been playing with the aperture, and the rest you do all with the camera, and it does a good job. I'm just blown away. Yeah, it doesn't have an articulating screen, which is why I didn't want to buy it, and no, it doesn't have a bigger zoom, but that's why I didn't want to buy it, and a couple of other things which really irritated me, and I love it. Go figure.
But it's Panasonic again, and I think their AI seems to just do wonderful jobs when you need it. And I quite often, like with my big LX the X1000, the big video camera. I forget what you click it onto AI quickly to see. Yes, it can do that. And then maybe click it back to manual and that, because it can really pick up the things quite easily for you and does a great job. And I was thinking about cameras, and I was thinking cameras remind me a bit of CSI. You're familiar with CSI, aren't you? Well, you know how CSI, you have the one that's in Las Vegas, everything's green and sort of a green tinge. CSI New York is all blue, and then Miami is all brown. And I think it's like cameras. I think Panasonic is CSI New York, because they really have a bluey one, don't they?
They do
on there, and I think say the Canon would probably be the Las Vegas one. They have the greener type, and then something like the Sony would be the Miami. They're all the redder type.
Yes,
it's amazing how they're different.
Sony has
a different.
Sony has an A7S. Which I kind of want that too, but it's $3,000. I was like, but it's nice.
Well, there was another thing at NAB, because now we're talking about cameras that took my eye, and it's another thing now I'm going to say, oh yes, definitely I can have that now. But we're talking about the DJI Phantom 3 for the camera, so you can get some great shots. Well, also DJI did the DJI Ronin, and we looked at that before. It's about $4,000. And that's meant for some of these big heavy cameras on that. What they've released at NAB is the Ronin M, and that will fit up to a C300 without too many. But
Jeff, I thought of you this weekend when I went to Sammy's. The C300 is now $6,000.
Yes.
The 300.
That's the old one, because the new one's $20,000, isn't it? So.
But the C300 is only they dropped it in price over 50-60%. And that's the one you
amazing
wanted originally.
for one like that, and I love that.
You wanted to buy the C100 at about $6,000. Now you can get the C300 for that, but it's not 4K.
No, that's amazing. That's where the new one is. It is 4K, and the people are just wanting that, and they don't want them.
But I don't know. I saw the review that B&H did on the XC10, that's the Canon XC10 at NAB, and maybe it is worth getting. It has over 350 megabit rate for 4K. That's pretty large. And it had some other 4K features that looked interesting. However, they are low frame rate. It's only 30 frames maximum. So they're not really for slow motion or anything like that. But it is a nice form factor. It's small. They said it weighs about like a 70D. And and I still think the 70D for the price is a really good camera. It's not 4K.
I think so too.
It's not 4K, but it does really nice 1080p.
And it takes excellent
pictures.
photos as well, and that's what most people buy it for. And did you see also, Rick, in the week that you've got the Panasonic GH4, and with that Ronin I was just talking about, I think that's where it would be ideal for something like your GH4 and the FZ1000 on this Ronin stabilized. But there's the GH4's got a firmware update. Did you get that?
Yes,
2.2?
I have to get it. I have to go download it. I've never downloaded firmware for the Panasonic, so I imagine I connect it to USB, put it on the computer, and figure it out. Haven't tried it yet.
Usually what you do in most of them is I don't know, like on the Mac you've got a slot at the back to put those memory cards in. You can download the software and put it on the memory stick and then stick it back into the camera. That's usually how you do, because that's what I did with my little GoPro, because I just had to update its firmware, stick the mini one into the adapter into the computer, just drop the software in there, and then it loaded itself on there.
Okay, so I'll try that. I'll probably do it this weekend, because they said they made some really good adjustments to it or enhancements to it. And I tell you, the FC1000, I was playing with this weekend. I sent you some sample video.
Yeah.
The quality. I was basically doing selfie stuff. I'm holding it in the distance and walking. And all of a sudden I looked at it, I go, I'm in focus, but I was looking behind me. I go, man, the grass and the hill looked amazing.
I'm really impressed with that camera, but as I said, the only thing that I would like, and that's where I'm thinking about this Ronin, this stabilizer, because I love that camera so much. That would be an ideal one, because the only thing that takes it down is my, instability, whereas that one will just do fantastic on that.
It does have a pretty good image stabilization. The OIS, the optical image stabilization on the FC1000 is actually pretty good, but it's noisy.
Well, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I hear it. You can hear like blah, 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 you can hear it in the background.
With that Rode Stereo Video Mic X, I could hear the camera nonstop going. It's like a little.
I could. I was going.
Man, it's just because it's not a shotgun that goes out further. It's closer.
No.
It picks up all the lens noise. So that's my only gripe with that camera is really I wish it didn't have that lens noise. And there's not an easy way around it other than recording audio separately.
And the thing is, you've got two things you've got to weigh up. It does do an excellent stability, and that's where it makes the noise. But most of the time, as you said, I don't have the noise. And if I do, I'll just want a bit of noise in there.
Right. And
then you can't hear it if it's just low noise. I very rarely have just all the camera noise. But with the demonstration you was using with that new microphone, the ambient sound, like I could hear before you even said it. I said, I can hear the cars on the freeway.
And the freeway's not that close. That's
so far away from your house.
That's about 3 blocks. It's at least 3 or 4 blocks. It's about half a mile the other way.
And you could just hear them, but I thought I can hear. And you said, I can hear. And I said, I thought it was just me. I was sure I could hear. And when you first started off, you can hear little birds tweeting in the background. And like I said, tweeting.
And by the way, they were not that close. I was on one side by a fence, and then there was the other ones were tweeting on the hill about probably 60, more like half a football field away. So,
but most of those sort of things get blocked out by just your normal breathing or just just normal in the area. But that one, it just did such a nice clear sound. And I've been listening to a few of those ones on that. But I think I might get that because it would be just good just to record some ambient sound.
Yeah, it does a great job. And before we wrap up, we've got one more product we want to talk about. And maybe you can fill us in a little bit on this one.
What's that one? I'm just not looking at the shot.
What is it? It's a shot.
That is the Ronin.
Oh, this is the Ronin.
Is that the Ronin?
Okay.
So what is the DJI Ronin, the full one was about nearly $4,000. So they've created the DJI Ronin M, and it's made of magnesium, and it's about half the weight of the other one. And so if you've got the GH4 or the FZ1000 we've got on it, it's so other heavier ones, they get hard to hold. And also, this one's got an optional thumb mount, so you can adjust the camera level if you want to pan and tilt on that. It will do it automatically if you want, but it also still comes with the full remote control. So if you've got somebody else helping you, they can control the camera as well. But this one's expected, being tight-lipped, that says how much. It says, well, under 2,000 US. How much under 2,000? But they won't say.
Right, 1999.
50.
Yeah. so 1999. But wait, if you order today, you get a free comb. Hey, just what we need.
But I'm thinking that one's really getting me. So I think what my next purchase is I want to have, I've already decided it's going to be the Ronin M with the DJI Phantom 3. So I thought that'll be about $3,500. That's better than at least the Inspire that was all that, and I would only get one product. But this way I can get both what I want. And then and I can use my other stuff on there. But I think and with this Ronin, the handles can clip off so easily. So just to be able to hold it and take it down, it will be a fantastic little unit to use for.
Now that one is said it has a brushless gimbal. Now,
yeah, that's right.
What is a brushless gimbal? I never really realized the gimbals had brushes. So.
Oh, you don't know what that is? Well, neither do I. But it just keeps saying.
I keep saying brushless gimbal. What the heck is a brushless gimbal? I
don't know, but it's they keep saying good. It so everybody. Nobody's ever explained it to me. It's I've been looking at something else, and this has got DSR.
Yeah,
and they've been saying it for what on earth is it? Digital
data stabilization,
digital signal processing.
Okay.
Or what is it? but they'd never say what it is. Now they've improved it. It's got DSR, and it's like the old.
And that's what I heard.
Like the old. It's like, remember the old Dudley Moore film Arthur?
Yes.
Remember that? It said this apartment's got IOL.
IOL.
What's IOL? IOL, yeah. Instant on lighting. On, off. On, off. Instant, I like that. It says instant on lighting.
That was a good movie. Good old Dudley Moore. I thought he was pretty... I don't know if he's still around, but he was very ill for a while.
No, he did kick the bucket years ago.
Away, but he had some bad illness. I forgot what it was. What was it?
But then, of course, they remade the film, which never does it. I never like it when they have a classic. The remade. It's a bit like they've got now, and they've got who is that one from Friends? They've remade The Odd Couple, and you just can't replace Tony Randall and Jack Klugman. You just. Jack Klugman's just naturally the Oscar, and Tony Randall was Felix in real life. He was just as annoying in real life as he was as probably more annoying as Tony Randall than he was as Felix.
Oh, that's funny. Well, Jeff, we are at the end of. We've been going almost an hour. That was. It can go on and on. I mean, we haven't even hit all the products yet. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. But anyway. The budgets just aren't big enough. We just need more money. It's just there's so many good little things to get that you don't really need, but you want, and then you need it. There's always good stuff. And by the way, there is a new Rode NTG4 that is a shotgun mic. The only difference really between the one, it kind of replaces the NTG1, is it now has a battery, and it can do 48 volt or the battery without having to do anything, turn it on or off. The sound is good. It's not great, but it's good.
That was another thing with that other one that you said with your other Rode one, because the predecessor only went into a 3.5mm jack.
Right.
But that new one will work on the XLR cameras as well.
That's right. So that's one of the changes they made, which is good. It's not just for a camera input. You can do other things with it too. So anyway, well, hey, this was a fun show. Always appreciate you being on, and you and I are going to go broke together one day. But it's fun. It's a good way to go.
Well, I'm thinking I'm saving me money so I can have a trip to America this year. But then I think, trip to America or more gear?
That's a tough one.
This was my ticket. So.
Yeah, that's true. But it's fun, and I'm waiting to see later on in the year what Panasonic comes out with, what new stuff. There weren't that many camera announcements at NAB that I noticed, but I haven't seen everything yet. So. Jeff, I didn't get that today, but go to the Camera Store TV channel on YouTube and you got to look at their camera DSLR party. All the stop motion of all the different cameras talking to each other, and Samsung and Fuji are hanging out, and Fuji takes off with Samsung. It's hilarious. It's a party. And then the German one is there going, "I'm German, I'm better than everybody." It's the Leica. He goes, "I'm better." It's absolutely hilarious. And they did a lot of work on that because they had to go through all of the stop motion for every camera. You got to see it, especially when Fuji goes group shot. She takes a picture of everybody.
Oh, that would be good. That's that Canadian company.
They're great. They're out of Calgary, I think. Yeah. And Chris,
Calgary. I think it's Alberta.
Oh, was it Alberta? Okay, Chris and Jason, I think. Those guys are great. Those guys.
I like watching them. They're fantastic.
And this one that they did, there were about 6 of them working on this, and it's great. You'll enjoy it. You'll have a good laugh at it.
I will have a look at that.
And if you're watching out there, that's the Camera Store TV. Just do a search on the Camera Store TV, which is on YouTube.
Yeah, they do some great reviews as well on product.
They do. Though they had to do a major apology when they did the one on the HCX 1000. Because
yes, I did.
You saw that one, right? He what a piece of junk! It's just garbage. Yeah. And then they goes, they sent us a very pre-production version, and we weren't even supposed to film with it, so we're sorry, we didn't quite get that right. You go.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing is you've got to go what you get, but sometimes it can be. So it really is their fault to sending them an inferior one. They should have sent them even better than the one they're going to send out in production.
Yep. Anyway, well, another show. This is number 27 this time.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering. We sort of seem to have 25 disappeared.
No, they're all up there. I have to put them on 25. YouTube. But no, 25 and 4 are on Vimeo, but they're not yet on YouTube.
So I couldn't find 25 anywhere.
You couldn't find it on YouTube?
Vimeo? Or Vimeo. So I don't think we've got.
Go to Vimeo. They're both on Vimeo. 24 and 25. I had some problem fixing up the audio on those, and I did it the first time and it didn't turn out right. The second time I did it with just one effect and it cleaned it all up. So
that's great, isn't it?
It was just I went around the wrong way. It wasn't great, but it's better than I had you clipping throughout the whole thing, and I got it better. So it's not horrible, but the first time it just didn't work out. That's why I've been really busy, so I didn't have a chance to get back to doing it. There's nothing worse than doing it twice. The first time, if it doesn't work out,
that's right.
But we got it working, and it looks really good. So they're up and running on Vimeo. I will bring them all up on YouTube this weekend, so we'll have everything up. 26 is on YouTube, but it's not on. No, wait, is 26 on YouTube? Maybe
it's on Vimeo. No, it's on Vimeo.
I have to put all of them on YouTube this weekend, so we'll put them all out. And I apologize for the delays on those, but we will get those up. All right.
Okay.
Well, Jeff, you have a great weekend, and we will see you and everyone else next week on Tech Down Over. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye for now.